Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Hopefully, Ken Castro stops by here and see if he wants to help manage these Phillies. We'll give him a few seconds here. He just texted me. See if he wants to make any changes to this Phillies lineup. I'm texting Ken now, see if he wants to come in and manage here. There he is. Do you want to make any changes to the lineup here, Ken? Over here on the right is the lineup for the Phillies. You got, let me know. I'll show you the bench. Bench is over here. The only thing I want to keep Sparks as the starting pitcher so I can keep the rotation. But like I say, if you want to make any changes to that starting lineup, and you can manage these fills against these Pirates. So I'll give you a few minutes there. Hey, Mike, Sports Time Machine joins us along with Tim D. Yes, should be a fun game. Get Ken to manage these Phillies. First five's what you use. Let me know if you want to make changes then to the bottom four. Yeah, we can make changes. Like I say, anything is, I just want to start Sparks to keep the rotation. It's pretty cool that we think alike as far as the top five in the lineup. You sure, bud? All righty. So let's take a look here at the Pirates starting lineup. And like I say, we'll let Ken manage this. I'll keep an eye on the chat. So we got the Pirates taking on the Phillies. This is game 2 of a 2-game series on April 20th, 1955. We got leading off playing shortstop Hornus Wagner for the Pirates, batting second and playing center field Paul Warner, batting third playing right field's Fred Clark, batting fourth playing left field is Ralph Kiner, batting fifth playing second base is George Grantham, batting sixth playing third base is Pie Trainer, batting seventh and playing first base is Gus Sir, batting eighth doing the catching is Johnny Gooch, and batting ninth and on the mound for the Pirates is Sam Lever. And for the hometown Philadelphia Phillies, we got leading off playing left field Billy Hamilton, batting second playing center field is Ed Delaney, batting third playing right field is Chuck Klein, batting fourth playing first base is Don Hurst, batting fifth doing the catching is Spud Davis, batting sixth playing third base is Pinky Whitney, batting seventh playing second base is Francisco Thomas, and batting eighth playing shortstop is Haney Sand, and on the mound for the Phillies is Tully Sparks. Alrighty, let's get down to the field and get this game started, folks. So leading it all for the Pirates is going to be Hornus Wagner. He's 0 for 5 at the beginning of this year. This is his 1900 season, batting 381 and 1900 with 4 homers and 100 RBIs, going up against Tully Sparks. And let's look to see what year this is for Tully. 1905. He pitched in 34 games, started 26. He was 14-11 with a 2.18 ERA. Here's the pitch to Wagner. And we drop a dice. Bounces right out. And that makes it an official game already. And that's going to be a That's going to be well hit. Hornish squares this one up against Sparks already. And that's going to be a base hit. It's going to be an infield hit. Hornish gets aboard here with a slow roller down the third. So Wagner's aboard here with nobody out. And up steps Paul Warner now. And Paul is batting .600 on the season. This is Paul's 1928 season. In 28, he batted .370 with 6 homers and 86 RBIs. You got Wagner at first. Here's the pitch to Paul. And that's going to be against a righty. It's going to make him a 19. And that's going to be another infield hit. They're nickel and diming Sparks to death here. Slow roller down the short. And we got first and second and nobody out for Clark now. And Fred Clark is batting 0 for 5 in the season. This is his 1903 year. Batted .350 with 5 homers and 70 RBIs. And here's the pitch to Fred. Nobody out. Hornish down at second. Paul down at first. And he's going to blast this ball. And that's going to be he isn't an L, is he? No, he's a G against a 19. That's going to be a double in the right field. And that'll score Wagner. And Paul, let's see if he's even going to try to make it down there. 36, he's going to stop at third. So that's going to be a double in the right field. And it's second and third. And this game's not starting out quite as Ken Castro wanted. Yeah, exactly, Clinton. Yeah, great start is right. So now it's second and third. Nobody out. See if Ken wants to bring the infield in. And Ralph Connor's up. Wait and see if Ken wants to bring the infield in. Nobody out, second and third. So he's going to keep them back and try to get an out here. Ralph Connor's batting .400 on the year. 1 homer and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Ralph. And that's going to be a 40. And that's going to be a ball hit down the short. He's going to throw over to third, get the runner going to third, but a run will score. So that's going to be a 6-5 put out. And now you're going to have Connor down at first. And it's 1-0, 2-0 Pirates here. Ralph down at first and upsets George Grantham. He is batting .667. He's got a homer and an RBI. And they'll play back for the double play. And see here. Do you want to hold Ralph on? I can't switch the darn thing. It'll say hold. It's too much work to try to get that damn hold off of there, Ken. But if you don't want to hold him, let me know. Is that right? No hold. Okay, so they're not holding Ralph. Here's the pitch to George. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Can Sand turn the double play here? And no, they'll get the runner out at first. And that'll put Ralph in scoring position. Wait a second, 36. Hold on. Probably going to get the runner out at second. Going to get the runner out at second. So that'll be a 6-4 put out. And that puts George down at first for Pie Trainer. Let's see what Pie's doing on the year here. He's batting .333, no homers and no RBIs. This is his 1923 season. He batted .338, 12 homers and 101 RBIs. And there's now 2 outs and George at first. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Sand's going to throw over to first to end the inning. The Pirates scored 2. As we go to the bottom of the first, we got Hamilton, Delaney, and Klein due up here for the Phillies. Billy Hamilton's 0 for 4 to start this year. This is his 1894 season. He had 4 homers, 90 RBIs. He'll be going up against Sam LEEVER. And this is Sam's 1903 season. He pitched in 36 games, started 34, was 25-7 with a 2.06 ERA. Yeah, I know this is Ken's favorite player, Billy Hamilton. Look at them steals, folks. 100 steals in 1894. So you know Ken's going to send him here if he gets on base. And in this league, Johnny's not that great of a catcher, only a +1 arm. So here's the pitch to Hamilton. And he squares this one up, Ken. He might not be standing down at first. And he is. That's going to be an infield hit. And I'll see here if so that's an infield hit. See if Ken wants to send him here. So runner down at first, nobody out. Hamilton is a B28. All righty, we're going to send him. So a 20, I'll make him a 27. So that'll be a 53 or lower. He was down at second, folks. And he's down there with a stolen base. Hamilton steals his first base of the year after getting on. So now you got a runner down at second. And nobody out. And Ed Delaney's batting 500 on the year, folks. And this is Delaney's 1895 season. He batted .404, 11 homers, and 106 RBIs. Now with a runner down in scoring position, here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a base on balls. And Sam LEEVER doesn't like having a lead, it looks like. Now you got runners on first and second and nobody out for the Phillies. This could be a wild and crazy game. And that brings up Chuck Klein. And look at that. He's batting .800, 4 for 5 with a homer and 3 RBIs on the season. This is his 1930 season. He batted .386, 40 homers, and 170 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Klein. And he squares this one up, folks. This is going to be a wild game. He could one swing and a bat here. He could give the Phillies the lead. That's going to be a double in the right center field. That scores Hamilton. See here. That'll be a 36. That'll make him a -2. I'll be a 21 to send him home. See if Ken wants to send Ed home. Like I say, that would be a 30. Make sure I did the math right. A 36. Yep. And a 4. That'd be a 21 to send him home. There's nobody out. So you're talking a 43 or lower to send him home. See if Ken wants to send him home here. I wouldn't, not with nobody out. You do want to send him? So Ken's going to send him here. So what I said, a 43 or lower? Or did you mean no send? Meaning don't send him. Let's see here. Okay, because I wouldn't send him. Yeah, that's how I took it too, is not sending him. So that'll be a second and third. Still nobody out. And that's going to bring up Mr. Don Hurst, batting 400 on the year. He's got no homers and no RBIs. And it's a 2-1 ball game. Still nobody out. And the Pirates are going to bring the infield in against Hurst. So here's the pitch to Hurst. And that's going to be a base on balls. Sam LEEVER does not like having a lead. Bases juiced and nobody out. And that brings up Mr. Davis, Spud Davis, with the bases loaded. And now they're going to play the defense back with nobody out. Try to get the double play. Spud doesn't have very great speed. He's 0 for 4 on the year. Oh, you love Spud? Like I say, this is Spud's 1932 season. He batted .336, 14 homers, and 70 RBIs. Can he deliver here? A base hit, bust this game open for the Phils out there trailing. And that's exactly what he's probably going to do against a 20. And that's going to be a single in the center field. And that's going to score Klein easily from second. Well, maybe not easily. He's only a 9. I said that too quick. That'll be a 56. Let's take a look here. Give Ken the numbers, but I still think he's going to score 56 and a 9. That's a 34. They're not even going to throw at him. See here. Hurst, they'll send Hurst down the third, Ken. That would be a 49 minus a 31, 13. To send Hurst the third, that's a 31. So are you going to send him down the third? I would. 31. You're talking a 61 or lower. See if Ken wants to send Hurst down the third. We'll have first and third and still nobody out. And the game will be 3-2. All right, we're going to send him. So like I say, a 61 or lower, Hurst makes it in safely a third, and he does. We got first and third and still nobody out, folks. Just like got the Phillies take the lead. And now you got Pinky Whitney up. And Whitney is batting .330 on the year. This is his 1929 season. He batted .327 and 29 with 8 homers, 115 RBIs. And George down there, Spud down there at first, and Hurst down at third. Here's the pitch to Whitney. And that'll be the first out of the ball game. That ball's hit out the left field. 16, even on a 16 might be on a 1, might be fielding column 2. Nope, it's barely fielding column 1. So the sending would be a 47. He should score easily. 47 because they're Connor has no arm out there. 34, they're not even going to try to throw home, Ken. So 34 or higher, we're going to send him. And like I say, we're not even going to throw home. So that'll be a fly ball in the left field. The runner's going to score. And Davis is still at second. And that brings up Francisco Thomas now. And it's a 4-2 game now, 1 out. Davis down at first. And the Pirates need a double play in their worst way. And Thomas is batting .500 on the year. This is his 1929 season. He batted .324, 4 homers, and 53 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be against a 19. And that's going to be a single. That's an infield single for Thomas. And everything that can go wrong is going wrong for the Pirates. And everything that can go right is going right for the Phillies. So now you got first and second. Yeah, exactly, Ken. Yeah, tell me about it. Because that Yankee game I thought was over when they was up 7-1 against the Twins. That was a hell of a game. And the Yankees end up winning that in extra innings. Blew a 7-1 lead. So up comes the 8th man in the batting order. And Sand is 0 for 4. And this is Sand's 1927 year. He batted .299, a homer, and 49 RBIs. We got first and second. Davis down at second. Thomas down at first. Sam LEEVER had a 2-0 lead. He's already given up 4 runs. Here's the pitch to stand, and that's going to be a pop up in the foul territory. Cooch makes the catch, throws the mask off. That'll be out number 2. Here comes the 9th man. They have batted around. Sparks comes up, and this is Sparks' 1905 season. He batted a $128, no homers and 5 RBIs. But you know what we say on this channel? We don't need no stinking DH. Here's the pitch to Spark, and that's going to be a ground ball down the first. And Gus will take it himself and end the inning. But the Phillies score 4 and take a 4-2 lead. We go to the top of the second. And talking about Gus, he'll lead off this inning. You got the bottom part of the order. Sir, Cooch, and Sam Lever due up here in the second. Gus is 0 for 4 on the year. This is his 1936 season. He batted .312 and 36 with 11 homers and 118 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Sir. Can Sparks keep this lead now? And that's going to be a 19 and an 8. That's going to be a fly ball out the Klein in right field. He makes a nice catch for out number 1. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Clint. Ken, the lineups you would have with the DH, but we don't want no stinking DH. Plus, they didn't use a DH. So, the hell with that. So, up now is Johnny Gooch. Gooch is batting .500. He has no homers and 1 RBI, and this is his 1922 season, batted .329 with a homer and 42 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Johnny, and that's going to be a fly ball out the Klein again. That's a little easier catch this time for Klein, a can of corn this one. And that brings up the Deacon. Sam Lever's up now. This is Sam's first plate appearance of the year. This is his 1903 season. He hit a $165 with 12 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Sam, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Whitney at third. Over to Hurst, and that'll end the inning. And the Pirates go down 1-2-3. Sparks has a lot easier second inning. We go to the top of the second, and the top of the orders due up because the Phillies batted around. Hamilton's 1 for 1. He stole a base and came around the score. Here's the pitch to Billy. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Wagner at short. Hornets up with it. Fires over to Gus for out number 1. And Big Clue's in the house. What's going on, Clue? And we got Ed Delaney up. He walked and came around the score in the first inning. Here's the pitch to Ed. And that's going to be against a 17. That'll be a fly ball out to left field. Ralph's got this one for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down now. Here comes Chuck Klein up now. Can Chuck get something going with 2 outs? He doubled and drove in a run in the first inning. Here's the pitch to Klein. And that's going to be against 19. That's going to be another fly ball. This one out the right field. Clark makes the catch. And 1, 2, 3 goes to Phil. So both pitchers have settled down after a rough start. We got the top of the order due up here for the Pirates. Hornets, Wagner, Paul Warner, and Fred Clark. And Wagner's 1 for 1 today. Singled his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball to his counterpart, Sand, down at short. He throws over to first for out number 1. And up steps Paul Warner now. And Paul, he walked, I think, his first time, if I remember right. No, he singled. So Paul's 1 for 1. And he's going to be 2 for 2 as he squares this one up against Sparks. And that ball is hit into the gap and left field. That's rolling around. And he's turning the corner and he's headed for third. And he's got a 1-out triple, folks. So Paul's down at third for Fred Clark. with 1 out here. And the Pirates will play back. They're up by 2. Try to get an out here. Clark doubled his first time up. See if Ken wants to play in or play back. Played back the last time. I shouldn't assumed he was. See if Ken wants to bring the infield in. He's playing back. So Clark's 1 for 1 with a double. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a 9 against a 19. And that's going to be a pop-up. Actually, that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And a 51 on a 2. That might be fielding column 2 there. And it is. That's fielding column 2. And we'll have to re-roll a dice here, get the run number. And the run number is a 50. And that's going to be a 34. So that'll be a 64 lower. He's safe at home. Here's the throw home to make this a 4-3 ball game. And he's in there safely. So that's a sacrifice fly by Clark. And it's a 4-3 ball game now. Now 2 outs, nobody on for Ralph Kiner. If you're a Phillies fan, that's what you want. You want Ralph up with nobody on. And Ralph is 0 for 1. He did have an RBI his first time up. Here's the pitch to Ralph. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Thomas at second. That'll end the inning. But the Pirates score 1 and make it a 4-3 ball game. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. We got Hurst, Davis, and Whitney due up here. Hurst walked and came around to score his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Hurst is out of there on strikes. And that's the first strikeout for Sam LEEVER. That brings up Spud Davis now. Spud had a 2 RBI single his first time up. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Let's see if that's a home run. A 20. And no, that keeps it in the ballpark. That G off the top of the wall. Didn't quite get to it, man. That's off the wall out there in right field. And he's in there with a double. Spud just missed a home run. Sam got just enough movement. Davis couldn't square it up. So now you got a runner down at second. And 1 out. That'll bring up Whitney. And Pinky is 0 for 0. He had a sacrifice fly his first time up. Can he drive Spud in and get that run back? Get some insurance here. That's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And that'll be out number 2. And on a column 2, that'll be column 1. Let's re-roll a dice. I doubt if Ken's going to want to get him down there on a 40, a 9. He'll only be a 14. I'm sure he's not going to with 2 outs. That would only be a what? That's less than 50% chance of 32. So that'll be a fly ball out the center. He'll stay put. And now 2 outs. And that'll bring up Mr. Thomas. And Francisco deliver here with a 2-out base hit. He singled his last time up. A single might score Davis now with 2 out. And that's going to be maybe more than a single. He squares this one up. They're starting to tee off on LEEVER here. Try to get that run back. And that's going to be a single in the right field. And we'll have to re-roll a dice here. No, we don't. Yeah, we'll have to re-roll a dice. And that'll be with 2 outs of 52. And I said that ball was in the right field. So that'll be a 25, Ken. That would be a 51 or lower to send him home. And that's with 2 outs. And you got Haney Sand due up. See if Ken wants to send him home here. send him. I don't blame you. So like I say, that'll be a, what did I say? It was a 25. So a 52 or lower, he's in there safely, and he is. So that is a base hit in the right field. That'll score the runner from second, and then they get the run right back. Thomas delivers now. He's down at first. And Haney's up. And Sand is 0 for 1. He popped up to the catcher last time up. Oh, exactly. I don't blame you. Like I say, with 2 outs and Sand up, he's 0 for 5 on the year. I'd have sent him. And now it's a 2-run ball game. And like I say, Sand popped up to the catcher's last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And he strikes him out. That ends the inning. But the Phillies score 1 and make it 5-3 as we go to the top of the 4th. Granham's due up, followed by Trainer and then Sir. And George, he reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Thomas at second. He fires over to Hurst for out number 1. And up steps Pie Trainer now. And let's see, Pie was, now the game wants to slow down on me. He grounded out to short his first time up. And that's going to be 18 and an 8. That's going to be a fly ball. Ed makes a nice play out in center field to rob him of a hit. That'll be 2 down now for Gus. Sir, see what Gus can do here with 2 outs, trailing by 2. And Gus flew out the right field his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Sand. That's a 1-2-3 inning for the Phils. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We got Sparks, then back to the top of the order, and Hamilton and Delaney. And Sparks grounded out the first his first time up. Here's the pitch to Tully. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Wagner at short. He'll fire over to first for out number 1. It brings up Billy Hamilton now. He led this game off with a single. So he's 1 for 2. And he grounded out the short his other time up. And that'll be a ground ball this time down to George at second. That'll be out number 2. So it's up to Ed Delaney here to get something going with 2 outs. Delaney singled his first time up, if I remember correctly. Nope, he walked his first time up and flew out the left. And that's going to be against the 19. That's going to be a ball hit right back up the middle. Sam sticks the glove out, makes a nice play, throws over to first. And that'll be out number 3. Robbed Ed of a base hit. We go to the top of the 5th. It's still 5-3 Phillies. You got Johnny Gooch due up. It's going to be followed by Stan Lever and back to Hornets at the top of the order. And Johnny's 0 for 1. He flew out the right. And that'll be a swing and a miss. He strikes out. That's the first strikeout of the game for Sparks. 1 down here. Up steps Sam Lever now. And Sam is 0 for 1. As the game tries to catch up with me, he grounded out the third his first time up. And that'll be another ground ball down the third and another out. 2 up and 2 down. To the top of the order we go. And see what Wagner can do here. He had a single his first time up. Came around the score. He grounded out the short his other time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field. Ed's got it. 1, 2, 3 goes the Pirates. And to the bottom of the 5th we go. And we'll have the bottom of the lineup due up, I believe, here. And Klein, Hurst, and Davis. 3, 4, 5 hitter. And Klein's 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI, flew out the right. And that'll be a ground ball down the short. That'll be out number 1. See what Don Hurst can do here with 1 out. He's 2 here in the 5th. And Hurst is 0 for 1. He walked and struck out. You have to put the ball in play. And he does this time. That'll be hit down to George at second. 2 outs now. And Spud Davis is up. Can Spud do something here, folks? Spud's 2 for 2. He has a 2 RBI single and a double. Can he keep up this perfect game? And no, that's going to be a pop-up down the short. Wagner calls for it out in shallow left field, makes the catch, and Phillies go down in order. To the top of the 6th we go. We'll have Warner, Clark, and Kiner. Ralph due up here. And Paul's 2 for 2. He's got a single and a triple. Can Sparks finally get him out here, folks? And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. That'll be the first time Sparks got Paul out. 1 down here. Up steps Fred Clark now. The game slows down, and I don't understand why. Clark's 1 for 1 with a double and a sacrifice fly. He's got 2 RBIs on the day. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd. That'll be out number 2. So up steps Ralph Kiner. And Ralph, base is empty, 2 outs, trailing by 2. Phillies like seeing him up with nobody on. Ralph is 0 for 2. He did have an RBI, and he's grounded out the 2nd. And that's why they like seeing him up with nobody on, folks. He blasts this ball, and that'll be against 20. And that's going to be a double down the 3rd base line. And he's standing down at 2nd with 2 outs. All right, Ken, buddy. Ken says he'll be right back. I don't think he's going to walk Grantham. I don't see if he wants to take Sparks out here, but Sparks is due up 4th in the inning. Let's see here. It's Rouse down in 2nd with 2 outs. And the time run comes to the plate. And George is 0 for 2. He's reached on a fielder's choice and grounded out the 2nd. Like I say, I don't think Ken would want to walk him. I don't know if he wants to take Sparks out of the game, bring in a lefty or not. See what kind of lefties they got in the bullpen. Phillies don't have a very great bullpen. They got Simmons and Meadows as lefties, if you wanted to go that route. Just say Sparks is due up fourth. All righty, he says, leave him in. Here's the pitch to George. And that's going to be a +4. It's going to make him a 14 on an 8. And it pays off. That's going to be a ground ball down the sand. He fires over to first, and that'll end the inning. And the Pirates strand one. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 5. We got Whitney due up, followed by Thomas and Sand. And like I say, if anybody gets on, Sparks will be up. Woo is right. Paid off. Nice job, Ken. So Whitney is 0 for 1. He has a sacrifice fly and a fly ball to center. And that's going to be a grounder back to the mound. Sam's up with it. Fires over the Gus for out number 1. That brings up Mr. Francisco Thomas. And Thomas is 2 for 2, 2 singles and an RBI. Can he keep up his perfect game here? And that's going to be a single in the right field. Nice piece of hitting by Thomas. He goes the other way with it. So now you got a runner down at first. And only 1 out. And Sam's due up here. And Heine is 0 for 2. He's popped up and struck out here. And let's see if Ken wants to do a pitch hit for Sand. He's got Sparks due up next. Who all's on the bench? See if they got anybody can play short. That's the problem. Yeah, Hamner Granny can play short if he pitched it for him. See here. I guess Ken wants Sand to hit away. So here's the pitch to Sand. If he doesn't, we can always, that's the best thing about any good hit and run guys on the bench. Let's see here. Williams, Ashburn, Jones. I say, oh, Granny's pretty good. He's got 3 31s if you want to go that way, Ken. Granny's got a 31 at 24 and 34, and that's 63. If you want to do a hit and run with Granny instead of Sand, then he can come in and play short. Looks like you, and you got Fred Ludis. He's got 3 31s. He's got a 31 at 24, 34, and 63. That's your best 2. Like I say, if you go with Granny, you're not burning 2 guys up. Alrighty, so we'll go Granny. He's coming in for Sand, and we'll hit and run with him. Put him on the bottom here. Trying to stay out of the double play at least. Alrighty, a runner at first. And this is Granny's 1954 season. And I believe this is his first plate appearance of the year. It is. And in 54, he hit 299, 13 homers, and 89 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Granny, and he squares this one up. Nice job by Ken Castro. And that's going to be a double in the right field. And the runner's going to score easy on the hit and run. Nice job by Ken Castro with the hit and run. RBI double. Granny comes through. Told you Ken Castro's fucking awesome manager with these bats leagues, guys. So Granny comes through, and that brings up Frank Sparks. See if Ken wants to pitch hit for him. I believe that's going to be it for Sam. See if he's going to pitch hit for Sparks here. Oh, you're welcome, buddy. Like I say, you are fucking awesome at this. Ain't no doubt about it. It's now 6-3 Phillies. I'll show you here who you got on the bench. You want to pitch hit here for Sparks. You got Ashburn, Williams, and Ludus as lefties, Jones, Andy, and Eames. Then I'll also show you the bullpen, see who you want to bring in. You're going to have a righty, lefty, and a switchy due up. Okay, Fred's going to come in here to pitch hit. And let's see here. Like I say, that's going to be it for Sparks. And let's see here. That'll be it for Sam. Let's see who they got out in the bullpen. They don't have much of a bullpen either. They got Larry French, the lefty, and Wilbur Cooper. I don't know if either one of them pitched anyway. They had a day off. So I think they're going to go with Wilbur Cooper's going to come in here to pitch just to get out of this inning. Sam's due to bat fourth. So Cooper's going to come in, pitch to the lefty. And where's Wilbur? I didn't look and see what year this was for Wilbur. This is Wilbur's 1920 season. And you're thinking about putting more in the game as a pitcher. Okay. And here comes a Wilbur. You want to keep Fred in the game since we made the switch there, then Wilbur. Let's see if Ken wants to do another switch here. Wilbur and pitched in 44 games, 37 starts, 24 and 15 record with. Alrighty, and you want to keep Fred in to hit. Let's see here. Moore's actually starting on the next game, Ken. So he's not in the bullpen. I'll show you who I got in the bullpen for him real quick here. You got as a starting pitcher. You got let's see here. You got Simmons and Meadows in the bullpen. And John Mayer, and George Colmus, and Jim. So, yeah, I got Moore as one of the starters. He's the fifth starter. So here's the pitch to Fred with a runner down in second. And already one run in here. It's a 6-3 ball game. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field, fielding column 3. And I'd only be at the best the 34 and eyeball out to Ralph. That'll be out number 2. And to the top of the order we go in Hamilton. And up steps Billy now with a runner team here, folks. He is 1 for 3. He singled, stole a base, came around the score, grounded out twice. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Paul in center field. That'll end the inning. But the Phillies tag on another run, take a 6-3 lead as we go to the 7th inning. And Ken wants Mayor in. So John's going to come in the ball game. And Granny will stay in and play short. So where's John at? There he is. And like I say, Granny will stay in and play shortstop. John, this is his 1915 season. I believe this is his second appearance of the season. I think he's pitched 1 inning so far in the season. Yeah, this is the second appearance. He's pitched 1 inning, hasn't given up anything, and he'll be facing Paul Trainer, Pie Trainer Gusser, and Johnny Groach. A 3-run lead. And Pie is 0 for 2, grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Granny. As soon as you put him in the game, when the ball finds him, that'll be out number 1. And up steps Gus. Can Gus get something going here for the Pirates with 1? Went out. Gus is 0 for 2, flew out and grounded out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And right away, John gets the strikeout for out number 2. And up steps Johnny Groach. And Johnny and Johnny's 0 for 2. He's flown out the right and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball this time again down to Granny. He was busy. And that'll be out number 3. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It's 6-3 Phillies. And we got Ed Delaney, Klein, and Hurst due up here against Wilbur. And Ed's 0 for 2. He's came around the score, flew out to the left, and grounded out to the mound. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Cooper strikes him out for out number 1. Up steps Chuck Klein now. Klein do something here. Hey, Clinton. All righty, bud. You have a good one. And Klein's 1 for 3 with a double. He's flown out the right and grounded out the short. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. That'll be out number 2. 2 up and 2 down here for the Phillies in the 7th. And can Don Hurst get aboard here? Get a 2-out rally started with the Phillies leading by 3. And Hurst is 0 for 2. He's walked, struck out, and grounded out the second. And he tags this ball, folks. That ball is hit hard. See here against 14. That is going to be a double down the third base, down the first base line. Hurst turns on that one, folks. And he's standing down at second with a 2-out double. And here comes one of Ken's favorite players. Spud Davis is up. Can he drive him in and make it a 4-run ball game? And Spud's 2 for 3, a double, an RBI two RBI single, and popped up the short. Here's the pitch to Spud. And that ball is high. How far is this one going? You remember, Spud got robbed of a home run his last time. A double. Let's see if this one will be. That'll be against the 16. And not this time. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone, folks. Home run. Spud Davis blew this game open, folks. It is now 8-3. And that brings up Whitney now with nobody on and 2 outs. Pinckney is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. He's flown out the center and grounded out the pitcher. Yes, a big yes is right. Spud's one hell of a game. Could have had 2 home runs in this game. And up steps Pinckney. And that's going to be a base on balls. And Cooper seems to have lost it now after that home run, folks. He's due to lead off the 8th. Unless with only 2 runs scoring. If anybody gets in the scoring position, they'll have to yank him. May have to do a double switch here. And Francisco Thomas is 3 for 3 with an RBI, 3 singles. Here's the pitch to Thomas. And that's going to be a 15. Runner down at first. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Ralph makes a nice catch. That'll end the inning, but the 2-run homer by Davis makes it 8-3. We go to the 8th inning. And we got a pitch hitter for Cooper and back to the top of the order in Wagner and Warner. See, he's going to come out of the dugout here to pitch hit. Might be. See here, they got Eric Vaughn, Lloyd Warner, and Bill Vernon. And it's going to be the other Warner. So Lloyd Warner is going to come out of the dugout and pitch hit for Ralph. See if Ken makes to make a move to the bullpen here or not. This Lloyd comes in. This is Lloyd's 1929 season. And in 29, he batted .353 with 5 homers and 74 RBI. You want to leave John in the game, Ken? Pitched a good inning so far. And that's going to be a ground ball down to down to Thomas at second for out number 1. Back to the top of the order we go in Wagner. Taking a while for this game to catch up. Ain't that a shame? So, Wagner is 1 for 3. Single, ground out the short end, flew out the center. And he gets a hold of this one, squares this one up. And that's just going to be an infield hit. That ball is a dribbler down the third. So, Wagner's down at first. Warner's up. Now the other one, Paul, And Paul is, I think he's 1 for 3. Darn, didn't know that, Clinton. Paul's 2 for 3 with a triple. He has singled and grounded out the short. Here's the pitch to Paul. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on him. Can he take advantage of this 2-0 pitch? And no, he can't. That ball is hit back to the mound. And on a 65, that might still be fielding column 3 with a 2. And it is. So they'll get the runner out at first. No, that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. Strikes out Paul for out number 2. Brings up Clark now with Horn is still down at first. Can Fred do something here? Cut this lead down. The Phillies up by 5. He's 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs on the day. Grounded out the second his other time up. And that's going to be against a 15-7. And that's going to be a single in the right field. And I'll have to roll a dice here. And 2 outs. That'll be a 49 out decline. 32 plus a 17, 34. And on a 34, that'll be a 64 or lower. He'll make it down to third on that single. So 64 or lower. And he's in there easily standing up. So a single in the right field gets the runner down to third. It's first and third now, 2 outs. And up steps Ralph Kiner. You don't want Ralph up here. One swing bad here. And this game could be a ball game again. He's 1 for 3 with a double. And he has reached on a fielder's choice and grounded out the second and has an RBI. Here's the pitch to Ralph. And that's going to be a deep fly ball, but Hamilton's got room out there in left field and makes the catch. And the Pirates strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 8-3. Phillies. Granny will be coming up to lead off this inning, followed by, I don't know, Ken probably will want to do a pitch hitter, and then Billy Hamilton. And Granny doubled and drove in a run his first time up. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a fly, number 1. And we'll see here who Ken wants to pitch hit for John. I would imagine he wants to pitch hit for him here in the 8th. Bring up the game ever catches up with me. Bring up the bench for Ken. No pitch hitter. He wants him to stay in the game. God, he won't let him finish this out. If the game ever catches up. It's freaking ridiculous here. Okay. You need a pitcher. That's what it's waiting on. Let's see who's going to come in to pitch. So bring in friend. Everybody could use a friend. Bob Friend will come in the game. The pitch for the Pirates. This is Friend's 1958 year. This will be his first appearance of the year. And like I say, we already know he gave up a fly ball to center field. He pitched in 38 games, started all 38 of them, and he was 22-14 with a 3.68 ERA. So now there's one out and nobody on. See what John can do here. Mares first plate appearance, I believe. This is his 1915 season. He batted .239. He's got a homer and 7 RBI, so you can't groove one if you're friends. And he doesn't. That's going to be popped up down the second. And George has got it for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down here in the 8th. And Billy Hamilton's up now. And Billy get on base here. Billy has been on base, stole a base. And he has grounded out twice and flew out the center. And that's going to be another fly ball out to center field. That'll end the 8th inning. We go to the top of the 9th. Your ball scores 8-3. You got Grantham, Trainer, and Surdu up here for the Pirates. Down by 5. Let's see if they can make a great comeback here. George is 0 for 3. Grounded out twice and reached on the fielder's choice. And that ball is going to be hit down the granny at short. And that's going to be a nice play by him. So now the leadoff batter's aboard. And up steps Pod Trainer with nobody out. Let's see here. Old Granny bobbled out when he held on to it, though. Yeah, I was thinking about getting that 56 season too, Clinton. And Pie's 0 for 3. He's grounded out the short twice, then flew out the center. And that's going to be against the 14-7. That's going to be a single in the right field. And George is not going to chance it. He doesn't want to get thrown out here. His run means nothing. He'll stop at second. And all of a sudden, the Pirates are making some noise here. An error and a single, and they got first body out. And Gus Surr's up. And that's it for Mr. Meyer. As the manager, old Ken, goes out, yanks him out of the game. See here. And Jim's going to come in the game here, try to close this one out. This is Jim's 1950 season. As John goes 2 innings, gives up 3 hits, struck out 2. He's got 2 base runners, though, out there. That's his responsibility. It takes forever for this to load. Ridiculous. Ridiculous, I say. What year did I say this was? His 1950 year. And in 1950, he pitched in 74 games, had 22, and was 16-7 with
Constance.
See what happens here. He got Gus Surr at the plate. Gus is 0 for 3. He's flown out, ground out. and struck out. Yeah. And that's going to be a base on balls. Constantine walks him, loads the bases here, folks. They're one batter away from having the tying run come to the plate here. Not what you want to see here. Bases loaded, nobody out for the Phillies. And up steps John. Can Johnny deliver here for the Pirates? Gooch is 0 for 3. He's flown out, struck out, and grounded out the short. I'm sure Ken's going to play the defense back. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 38 with bases loaded. $52 and 38. 13. That ball's hit down the second. Have to re-roll some dice here. And he's a 7. And a 55. I'm sure that's going to be fielding column 3. Yep, that's fielding column 3. What did I say? It was a 52 and a 37. 13. And with the defense back, safe at first, runners advance one base on a drop throw. That'll be an E4 as that ball was hit down to Granny. And Thomas drops the ball. And the bases are still full. And that'll bring up pitch hitter here for Friend. That'll be it for him. And now the tying run comes to the plate and nobody out. And all of a sudden the pitching's letting them down and the defense is letting them down. And who's going to come off the bench here? Vernon or Vaughn? Archie Vaughn's going to come off the bench. See what happens here. Bases juice, nobody out, and it's an 8-4 ball game, folks. Unbelievable. Thought this ball game was over when it was 8-3. Pirates fighting back here. You got the bases full of Pirates everywhere you look. You got Trainer down at third, Sir down at first, Sir down at second, Gooch down at first, and Vaughn at the plate. Here's the pitch to Archie. This is his 1935 season. He's had 1 for 1. He batted in 1935, 385 with 19 homers and 99 RBIs. Here's the down the short. And should be a fielding column 1 on an 8. And it is, no, that's barely fielding column 2. So with the infield back, on that to the back, that'll be a ground ball down the short. The only play is going to be over to second. That'll be the first out of the inning. But a run will score, and we'll have first and third and 1 out. So they're unable to get the double play on the 6-4 put out. And back to the top of the order. And Hornets Wagner's up now, first and third ball game. And again, the tying run at the plate. And Wagner is 2 for 4. He singled twice, grounded out the short and flew out the center. And he squares this one up, folks. He could tie this game up. And that ball is hit into the gap. And deep center field. And that's going to score one. And with one out, Vaughn should score on this one. It's a 56. Minus a 30 arm plus an 18. He'll score with no throw. So that's a 2 RBI double by Hornets Wagner. And that makes it an 8-7 ball game. And just like that, folks, a one-run game. And a tying run down at second. Paul Warner. Unbelievable. Geez, you Pete's, I thought this game was over. Thought this game was over. It's now 8-7, a 4-run ninth. Yeah, exactly. And Paul's up. He's 2 for 4 with a single, a triple. He's grounded out to short and struck out. Runner down at second. Here's the pitch to Paul. And that's going to be popped up on the infield. And who's calling for it? Thomas, after making that error, calls for it, makes the catch for out number 2. Fred Clark steps up to the plate now. The Pirates down to the last. Can Jim get the job done here? Clark is 2 for 3 with a double and a sacrifice fly. He's grounded out his other time up. Here's the pitch to Clark. And that'll do it. Be popped up. Let's see here. Their infield is a 2. That'll be popped up in the foul territory. Spud Davis takes the mask off, headed near the dugout, makes the catch. And the Phillies hold on for dear life and win this game 8-7. 4-run ninth inning. The Pirates, give them credit, they fought. And the Phillies get a win here today, tie that series up at 1 game apiece. Exactly, trying to give you a heart attack, Ken. Was me. I thought that game was over. I'd have went to bet on this game, that's for sure. Take a look here at the box score. Yeah, it was a great inning, wasn't it, Tim? You could say I thought it was a blowout and the game was over. So the Pirates 7 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Phillies 8 runs, 10 hits and 2 errors. Look at that top of that order for the Pirates. Wagner 3 for 5, Warner 2 for 5, and Clark 2 for 4. So the top of the order is where all the damage was done. Pittsburgh were 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They left 5 men on base. And for the Phillies, you had Spud Davis with a big game today, folks. 3 for 4 with a 4 RBIs. Definitely the player of the game is Spud Davis. I think he was the only Philly with a multiple hit game. Oh, thank you, Tim D. Yeah, definitely nice call by Ken Castro. He pulled the right levers to sneak this game out, didn't he? The pitch hit by Granny at the time didn't seem that important, but it ended up being. The Phillies were 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Spud Davis with a homer and a double. Should have had 2 home runs on the day. And the Phillies left 5 men on base. Sam Lever picks up his first loss, goes 5 1/3. Didn't have his good stuff today. 8 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, struck out 2. Wilbur came in, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 1, and gave up a homer. Bob Friend pitched 1 inning, didn't give up anything, kept them in the game as it ended up being. And Sparks gets his first win, goes 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, struck out 1. Mayer comes in, gets a hold, pitches 2 innings, gives up 3 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned, walked nobody, struck out 2. Jim Castanley comes in and pitches 1 inning, gives up 1 hit, 2 runs, only one of them earned, and walked one. But he got the job done. I want to thank Ken Castro for managing this. This was fun, Ken. Awesome. Tim D for stopping by. Clinton Parks. I believe Big Clue's in the house. I think that's every Sports Time Machine Mike. Check out his great channel over there. And that should be everybody. All righty. Yes, I had a great time, Tim. Oh, did you have a cat named Spud? All righty, folks. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and on your way out of Philadelphia, hit that like button. Leave a comment. Until next time, you all have a great afternoon and take care. And again, thank you, Ken, buddy, for stopping by. I appreciate it. That was loads of fun. We'll do this more often. Let's see who the Phillies play the next time. That was it for that series against the Pirates. They take on the Cardinals, travel out to St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. That should be a good series. Pitching next for the Phillies will be Rockin' Robin Roberts. So I don't know who the Cardinals will be sending up against them. You all have a great afternoon, like I say, and take care. I appreciate all the help.